A lot of us are used to fighting for, a pump at the gas station, but electric vehicles are driving new trends. That's like I live in New York. I don't need a car, especially when it comes to hogging charging stations. Whether you're new or a veteran, even the best EV owners can sometimes forget the basic rules of charging etiquette. I think we're just learning the basic rules of charging it. We haven't forgotten it. We're still hammering it out, I think. Allison Poley is joining us now. She's a travel reporter for the Wall Street Journal. Though I got to say, when I took a look at your article, I was like, oh, I know this frustration. I know this frustration because I have an electric vehicle.
And you are one of those people, hogging it? And
I absolutely am not. I absolutely am always thoughtful.
Okay. So who are the biggest offenders here, Allison? I mean, you in your article, you say that it's are people at hotels right? But
oh my gosh.
I'm trying to understand.
Because here's what happens.
Sorry, Allison. We're setting it up for the audience here.
You go on a road trip. And you've got enough charge to get to said hotel. Yeah. And you pick the hotel because they say they have charging stations. And then you get there.
And there's like 20 people.
It's not that. It's that somebody hooks up to the charger, then goes into the casino, not that this has happened to me, and then never comes back. Or they park in a spot that's not right for their car. Maybe they park in the Tesla spot and they drag the charger all the way over. So there's no Teslas parked there, but you're like, I need to charge. Can you tell that I'm just a little frustrated by this?
And you're not the only one. It's someone I spoke to mentioned it's kind of like learning the new etiquette that we all have to figure out. So, for example, with cell phones in public, once those became widespread, we all had to learn, okay, maybe you don't talk very loudly or have your ringtone on. And we're kind of going through the same thing with EVs right now, where there's a broader education where we have to figure out, okay, what is okay to do and what is not okay to do, as you guys described.
So we just put up there, as you point out in your piece, that there are 50,000 charging stations in the United States versus I don't know how many gas stations, right? I mean, there's probably many multiples of that. But who or what are the biggest offenders? I mean, are they I'm just trying to imagine. You said somebody parked. I didn't know Tesla had its own spot.
Well, it has its own plug. It has a different plug than other plugs.
Okay.
Right? So that's kind of part of the challenge. You might have one Tesla spot and then 4 regular EV spots.
And Allison, is this widespread across the country or in just certain states, for example?
It's a problem across the country, but the way that it plays out depends. So in some public charging station areas, there are what are called idling fees. And that's when you get charged if you are taking up too much time or taking too long, and there are a lot of other people who need to charge. Hotels don't have those. So if you get there, your battery is almost gone and you were counting on a full night to charge and someone else is parked there, then that's when you're in trouble.
Yeah, and you're like a lot of people who don't have EVs. These charging stations, they range. There's a range in how quickly they can charge your vehicle, right? So the superchargers can do it in, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes or maybe less. But some of these other places, you do need several hours. And so I can understand why someone might be like, I'm not getting up in the middle of the night to unplug and move this to someone else. But I think there's a learning curve. We're all trying to figure out how this works when you line up at a charging station. Well, who got here before me? And it's a little bit of kind of like a Wild West thing. Where you show up and I'm like, well, these 4 cars were here before me, so I must be after them. But we really don't know. Can I just point out, in Canada, everyone lines up in a very organized manner.
Well, you guys are very polite. This is America.
But it doesn't happen
here. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. So, Allison, I guess the other question I have, as somebody who doesn't even own a regular car, is, as we had the president of GM here a couple of weeks ago. We were speaking to her. Car companies are increasingly building or manufacturing these EVs. Are the charging stations keeping up with the number of vehicles that are being built every year?
No, the public charging infrastructure is severely lacking, and that's part of the problem and why there is so much competition and tension around the chargers. So if you look at hotels, for example, those can play a role in helping people who are on road trips and get recharged overnight. But a lot of hotels only have 1 to 2 chargers for an 100-room hotel. So if you have more than 2 people who need to use an EV charger, then you can see where the problem happens.
So can we talk about best practices, the good etiquette of being sort of an EV driver?
Yes, absolutely. So if you pull into a spot and someone is parked there and charging, don't unplug them. Some chargers won't let you do that. They'll make you wait until the car is completely charged. But this is something that really upsets EV drivers. If you're touching their car, for example, they do not like that. Don't skip the line, as you mentioned. You should make sure that you are aware of other people who might be waiting and not just pull in. And as soon as you're done charging, move the car. Again, I don't think many people are going to set an alarm for 2 a.m. at a hotel to wake up. But in the early morning, before you go down and have breakfast, it's really a good practice to go move your car so someone else has a chance to charge.
So why wouldn't they build these chargers at also regular gas stations for people, for example, who have hybrids?
They are at regular gas stations. It's just that there are not enough of them, and as more people get EVs, the demand is going to be higher and higher. I think that initially when they were thinking about EVs, the idea was that people would be able to charge at home. If you have a driveway or a garage. And certainly I feel like, but part of the problem is more people are getting EVs now, right? And I don't have a driveway, right? So many more people are relying on these other charging stations.
Exactly. And a lot of people are renting EVs for the first time if they're going on a trip. And so they want to try it out. And so that's another place where they're encountering this type of etiquette for the first time because they're taking a road trip with it for the first time.
Range anxiety.
Man.
It's real.
I mean, it's such a, electric vehicles are such an incredible way to protect the environment, and it's a cleaner way to drive. But it's just kind of striking to me in a country that very quickly, once automobiles became a thing, built the interstate highway system and dotted the landscape with petrol stations, is now struggling to keep up with this. And again, I can't understand. I know nothing about how to build a gas station, but it would strike me that it would be easier to just put a charging station there than a pump that actually has to bring up gasoline into a car.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, though, so.
I think, part of it is the investment. I think part of the problem, and I don't know if Allison would agree with me, is that, the government needed to sort of get on board a little bit earlier and help to manage a nationwide infrastructure.
Yeah.
Instead, they sort of let the EV companies do it, and it's kind of willy-nilly right now. So it needs kind of to be standardized, if you will.
Allison, thank you. Yep. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was going to say there are some tax credits and incentives for people to install the chargers. So that's one way that they're trying to work on making sure there are more of them.
Yeah.
Allison, thank you very, very much. What a thoughtful discussion. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.